Mercury. It is the closest to the sun, but don't be in a rush to dream about a suntan. During the day, the surface of Mercury reaches 430 degrees Celsius, while at night it drops to minus 180. This massive temperature swing is due to the almost total lack of an atmosphere. Only a thin exosphere exists, which is incapable of holding in heat or air. At first glance, the weather here isn't a problem. No rain, no storms. But you will have to deal with intense solar radiation and an environment absolutely unfit for breathing. Mercury receives almost 7 times more solar energy than Earth and has no way to scatter it. It is a tiny ball of rock covered in craters and sharp cliffs that would make your landing a real lottery. Atmospheric drag is almost zero. There is simply nothing to brake against. Landing during the day is like jumping straight into hell. NASA spacesuits can withstand up to 121 degrees Celsius, but here it is many times hotter. And the night isn't any better, minus 180, a deadly cold that not even the most expensive thermal protection can save you from. There is only one chance. Try to land in the twilight zone, between light and shadow. But even there, temperatures can change rapidly and mercilessly. Venus. From the outside, it looks like a paradise orb with a soft yellow glow, but in reality, it is hell beneath the clouds. Just 40 million kilometers away, and you already feel the heat in your chest. Venus's atmosphere is a toxic mixture of carbon dioxide and sulfuric acid. These clouds corrode everything, from spacesuits to lungs. If your suit isn't perfect, you will perish without even touching the surface. Sunlight barely breaks through the dense atmosphere. It is eternal twilight here. Yet the temperature holds steady around 450 degrees Celsius. You move as if through a thick liquid. Breathing is impossible. Visibility is near zero. The pressure is 92 times higher than Earth's. It's like being at the bottom of the ocean. But on Venus, the ocean is air pressing from all sides. If your suit springs a leak, that's it. In mere seconds, you will be crushed, roasted, and dissolved by acid. The beauty of Venus is lethally deceptive. Mars. The planet humans want to colonize. It doesn't seem that scary compared to the others. Days are a pleasant 20 degrees, but nights are a freezing minus 130. An atmosphere exists, but it is very thin. It consists of almost pure carbon dioxide. Oxygen makes up only a fraction of a percent. You can only breathe here with a tank on your back, and the pressure is hundreds of times lower than Earth's. But the main threat is radiation, tens of times higher than on Earth. Building a house on Mars is equivalent to building one inside the Chernobyl exclusion zone. Add to this giant dust storms with winds up to 100 kilometers per hour, and even a short stay becomes a trial. Nevertheless, among all the planets, Mars remains the most hospitable candidate for colonization. Of course, that's if you enjoy living in a spacesuit. Jupiter. Jupiter, a true giant, and along with that, a monster. Radiation will kill you long before you even get close, but let's assume you are in a nanosuit protected from any dose of radiation. Gravity here is 2.4 times that of Earth. You fly into the atmosphere like a cannonball. The first layer, ammonia clouds, temperature minus 150, winds about 480 kilometers per hour. Welcome to a storm the size of a planet. Going deeper, you enter a zone where gas turns into a supercritical fluid, something that can be called neither gas nor liquid. You aren't falling, you are floating in a dense abyss. Next comes metallic hydrogen. The pressure is monstrous, and the temperature rises to tens of thousands of degrees Celsius. And Jupiter's core? Maybe solid, maybe not, I haven't checked. But if you get there, it will be your final destination. Saturn. Saturn draws you in with its rings, but if you get closer, winds of 1,800 kilometers per hour will hit you. It's like being caught in a hurricane from which there is no escape. The beauty of the northern storm is just a mask. A massive vortex that could fit a couple of Earths is waiting to swallow you. You sink, first into gas, then into liquid, then into impenetrable darkness. The pressure grows. The temperature rises to 11,700 degrees Celsius at the very center. Unless you're a Marvel hero, it's better not to visit. Uranus. The non-conformist planet that seemingly lay on its side and decided, I'm not like the others. The coldest in the entire system, down to minus 224 degrees Celsius. The atmosphere is a mixture of gas and poison. The first layer is an icy substance with hail, but it isn't ice, it's diamonds. Yes, you heard that right. Under immense pressure, methane breaks down, forming diamonds that fall down like hail. But this hail doesn't mean you are fabulously rich. It is merely the harbinger of your end. The pressure on Uranus reaches 100 Earth atmospheres, and your suit is crushed long ago. You are now diamond dust drifting towards the core. Neptune. The last giant, the most distant and the darkest. On the surface, unbearable cold, eternal wind, and icy void. But inside, it is the opposite. Neptune's core is a furnace at 7,000 degrees. Diamond rain falls here too, caused by the same methane. The winds here are the fastest in the solar system, up to 2,100 kilometers per hour. That is the speed of a MiG-25 or an American F-15. If you try to penetrate inside, the wind will sweep you away, the pressure will crush you, and your remains will melt in the core. Pluto. If you step onto Pluto, you have already made a mistake. There is no air, pressure is close to zero, temperature minus 230 degrees Celsius. Even the sunlight here is dead, dim like the last thought before consciousness fades. You take a breath, but your lungs ruptured long ago. The blood in your veins boils from the vacuum. The cold doesn't bite, it shatters your tissues, turning you into an ice statue even before death arrives. And then silence. Absolute. No one will hear a scream, no one will find you. You have vanished into the forgotten darkness at the edge of the solar system, among icy plains and shadows.